All right, hello.
Hello.
Welcome, guys, to the final episode of the year, episode 74. This is going to be our end-of-year special where me and my lovely co-host, Jenz, we're going to recap everything that we've played this year, all of our favorite games, and all the things we're looking forward to in 2023 and onwards as well. First, though, as always, Jenz, we're going to start off with what have you been up to for the past week? I know it's been a bit busy for the both of us because it's obviously just been Christmas and things
Christmas
like
time,
that. So,
yeah.
you know, we've all been eating a ton of food and seeing friends and family and things like that. Probably drinking a little bit too much as well. But it's, yeah. So what have you been up to? Did Santa treat you well?
Santa was nice. I did get some lovely Van Gogh Starry Night Lego from
Yeah.
someone called Raammo. That was very nice. But yeah, I haven't been up to a whole lot. It's been quite warm, which is...
It's been very warm for us too. Yeah.
We had a 40-degree day yesterday.
Oh, it's been disgusting.
Yeah, it's weird. But honestly, I've been playing a lot of Siege.
Yep.
Ranked on my own. And I'm very surprised
scary,
with myself.
Right? Yeah.
It's scary, but then once you like take the band-aid off, it's like, oh, this isn't as scary as I thought it would be.
That's it. Yeah, it is. It's one of those things that, like, as much as I hate doing it, you can very easily play Siege solo, like, you know, and still have a somewhat of a good time as well. I think I hold by my sentiment that Siege is perfect when played with friends.
Yes.
You know, or at least people that you know as well. But it is a very different sort of game, though, I guess, playing it with a 4 stack of other friends and then also playing it solo with 4 randoms, you know?
Yeah. So, it's been all right, but like, definitely, if you have a squad, nothing beats that.
No.
But I also checked out Hades for the first time.
Yes, I've been seeing you playing that a little bit, yeah.
Man, that is such a great game. I can see the hype. It's so much fun.
Yeah, you can see why they're making a second one, yeah?
I can see why. People were talking about this game. So I'm very glad to have picked that up too. What about yourself?
Yeah. I haven't had the chance to play too much recently. Just been too busy with, like, you know, seeing family and friends and things like that. Just yesterday, me and some of the friends went to, we got a local water park near us. You know Wet and Wild, like up on the Gold Coast?
Yeah, is it Wet and Wild?
It's like that. They've renamed it now. It's called like Raging Waters or something, but it's the same thing.
That must have been nice.
And so, yeah, we went there. It was very busy, though. Very busy.
Bet.
Because it's obviously like the middle of school holidays here. So there's a lot of kids. But the funny thing was Emma's never been to anything like that before. She's been to like little tiny theme parks and things like that back home in England, but nothing to like sort of that size and scale. And so she was freaking out for a couple of the rides.
Oh, no.
Because they're just like a lot bigger. But I was like, compared to roller coasters, water rides, they're
water rides are nothing.
Like they're very like they look daunting because they're so big, but they're quite tame when you're actually on them. And so once we took her on a couple of the rides, she was like, okay, I can kind of see what you mean now. So yeah, that was a good bit of fun. Thankfully, I didn't get burnt. For how pale I am, I'm very surprised.
That's impressive.
But thankfully, I didn't get burnt. I think I was the only one out of like the small group of us that went that didn't get burnt. So
did Emma get burnt?
A little bit, just a very little
okay.
bit. Nothing too bad that it's gonna like scab or scar or anything. But yeah, so I'm quite proud of myself. I'll take that, you know. But yeah, other than that, I haven't been playing too much stuff, you know. Haven't the time for it. We have been watching a little bit of What We Do in the Shadows.
Interesting.
But the TV show, not the movie. Like we've seen the movie, but man, the TV show is great. I highly recommend it. It's like a good, stupid little bit of fun. The episode's like only 20, 25 minutes long. Yeah. So, you know, can very easily just fit them in at the end of the day. But yeah, we've been watching that. And it's just a good little bit of fun. You know, it's so stupid, but it's, just
I really need to watch that. I don't think I've fully seen it.
I highly recommend it. We were planning to watch it for ages, and we finally were like, oh, shit, you know what? Let's just start it. So we got it, and it's a good little bit of fun. So I do recommend it to a lot of people. But yeah, other than that, nothing exciting, you know. We got a couple of things planned for early next year. So we're seeing Elton John, and then we're going on a cruise and things like that. But we'll get to that when we get to that, you know?
Yeah.
That's next year's things. In the meantime, Jenz, I think it's time we start looking back at the year that was 2022, and all the things we played and all the things we did. And I think we're going to start off. I don't know what the best way to do this is, if I go through my games and then you go through your games, or if we do them like one a piece. But yeah, we'll do it that way then. So I'm going to start off with, we each picked, I gave ourselves an assignment a week or so ago, and we're like, look, 5 games. And I was going to be quite tricky, but 5 games that were like your favorite of the year, basically.
Yeah, your standouts.
And so I've got 5 here. Yeah, your standouts. Like the ones that you found yourself, you kept coming back to, or that you were pleasantly surprised by, that caught you off guard a little bit, you know. The ones you will keep recommending to people, so on and so forth, you know. But yeah, so I'm going to start off, Jenz. I got a couple here. First one, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Right? Pretty explanatory, not much to be said. It's another Lego game. You know, it was probably going to be pretty good, but this time they shook it up a little bit. They changed the formula. They made it just a little bit more interesting, you know? And it was. I think that's what kept dragging me back to it, was the fact that it was just a Lego game, and it was a Star Wars Lego game, so it was set in that universe that we're also familiar with, but it was just something a little bit different, you know? Like, I played all the previous Star Wars Lego games and also some of the other, like, movie tie-ins and things. But yeah, this one was just a bit of a standout for me because it was just a little bit different. You know, the combat they changed, a bit of the puzzles they changed. There's a ton of characters, and it all looks very nice as well. And it was just a good bit of fun to play. You know, like, it wasn't a serious shooter. It wasn't anything like that. You could just sit down on the couch, chill, play a little bit of it, put it down, you're done. You know. And it was also a good bit of fun as well because Emma has never played any Lego games, so it was it was her first actual Lego game, and so being able to play through like all the stupid humor with her and things was a good little bit of fun. So
has she seen any of the Lego movies?
I think she's watched the first Lego movie. I don't think she's seen the second Lego movie or the Lego Batman movie.
The Batman one is really good.
But I think I was home alone not too long ago, and I was like, I'm gonna put the Lego Batman movie on because again, it's just a bit of stupid fun, you know?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
And even being like a relatively big Batman fan, it's still like hits the same spot as the Batman movies do, you know, just in a slightly different way. So I think we'll have to go back and watch through all the other Lego movies again. And if Warner Brothers is listening, please make a 3rd Lego movie because those things are great. I love them. I guess keeping on that same Lego theme, Jenz, I'm throwing Lego Bricktales in there as well because this one was like a gem. Honestly, when I found out that they were making this game, I was like, oh my God, this is outstanding. So think of all the puzzle games you've played in the past, right? Your Portals, your so on and so forth.
Yeah.
What would make those puzzle games better, Jenz? That's right, Lego. Lego would make everything better. Anything and everything, Lego makes better, right?
Got it.
So Lego Bricktales basically is just a puzzle game, right? You're given these different scenarios by all these little characters. You're in this like little Lego world, and you got to walk around and find these characters and things, and then you're given these different scenarios by them, right? So it might be this, they're stuck in a certain environment, they need a certain engine built, something like that. And instead of giving you the instructions and being like, okay, just go and build it, you're given the Lego bricks you need, and then you get to use your creative mind, your creativity, whatever you want to build these solutions for them, you know? And then, like, for a bunch of them, it's like, you know, you need to build this bridge or this staircase or, you know, so on and so forth. And they all need to serve a different purpose. So you're not just building the same thing over and over again, but you also get to test them out. Like, when it was the bridge, it needs to obviously be structurally sound. So you can send this little robot over it first to make sure that it works. And then when it does, it's like, okay, you can use it. It's a good little bit of fun. It was very nice and, you know, chill and laid back and just a perfect little Lego game that I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. Because I feel like they could have marketed this a lot bigger than what they did.
Yeah,
I feel like I saw it once. I feel like I saw it once on like either Twitter or TikTok or something, and that was it. Never saw nothing of it ever again.
Oh, what a shame.
I think it's on sale at the moment on Steam as well if you did want to pick it up. But it's it's just this cute little puzzle game. The graphics look really nice as well. It's not one like Portal as well where I feel like you need to play it a fair bit to like have it stick in your mind and sort of, you know, keep that flow going. It's one of those games that you can just pick up, put down, play it whenever. You know, it would be great for the Switch as well if you wanted to pick it up on Switch and just take it with you all the time. Like, it's, So, highly recommend Lego Brick Tales. Great little game. Do want to play more of it going forward as well. But, yeah.
Looks very cute.
The third game on my list, Jenz, probably unsurprising, but Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the 2022 remake of the original one, I guess. Incredible. I don't think I've told enough, but, you know, multiplayer, ballin', campaign, incredible, gameplay's fun, the whole nine, basically. It's one of the very few CODs that I've actually stuck with for a good while as well in recent years. All the other Call of Duties, like Cold War and things like that, picked them up, played them for about a month dead straight, and then was like, okay, I'm done with it. I've had my fun. Modern Warfare 2 this year, I felt like I kept coming back to it, you know? And they just keep adding more and more content to it. They've recently added the raids, which I want to try out as well.
Oh, yes.
I'm not sure if you've heard about those, but I want to try the raids out.
I do want to try that.
Obviously, DMZ mode in Warzone. They added Warzone back. Like, it just, So Call of Duty has been pretty big this year. And surprisingly, it runs very smooth on my 6-year-old machine or something like that as well. Haven't had any bugs or glitches or things like that. None of the stupid rendering issues that like the original Warzone had, you know. It's so it's a good bit of fun. It's very expensive, so I don't recommend it to a lot of people. But it still is a great little Call of Duty game. I highly recommend it. And I hope that they follow this same pattern going forward with like the more recent CODs as well that are coming out more than likely next year or the year after, because I think I've heard rumors as well that Call of Duty might be going every 2 years now instead of every year.
Interesting.
To maybe try and up that, you know,
up their game,
up their gameplay up there. Yeah. So that would be interesting as well. But yeah. Second last game on my list, Jenz, as well. I've talked about this a fair bit recently, but Need for Speed Unbound was, again, a total surprise to me. Didn't think I was going to like this Need for Speed as much as I have. I bought it on a whim and was like, yeah, you know what? I'll give it a go. Yeah. It's a new Need for Speed. Looks kind of funky. Looks kind of different. I've heard some mediocre things about it, but I'll pick it up myself and play it and see how I feel about it on my own accord, you know? Loved it. Honestly, one of my most recent like favorite racing games. I can't remember the last racing game that I picked up that I was like, damn, yeah, this is actually like fun, you know? I feel like the last one probably the most recent Forza, but that also
Forza
helped
Horizon
because
the last one.
Like, yeah, but like we were also all playing it together.
Yeah,
as well,
I think that's what made it really fun.
Yeah, it was like picking up with your friends and things, you know, and I think it being on Game Pass helped it as well because it wasn't one of those things where I had to convince 4 other people to be like, just spend $90
Can you
today.
Like
it's
fork
just
out
you know, like
some money?
Yeah. But yeah, so and if it's been I've been playing totally on my own, haven't had anyone to play it with and things, still having a blast, you know.
Oh, good.
It is just a good little bit of fun. The gameplay, I think I said it in the last podcast we did, but is like refreshing and new, makes it feel a lot more realistic as well compared to like some of the other Need for Speeds that have come out in recent years. The graphics as well and stylization of the game, something we've never seen before in Need for Speed. And it was quite divisive for a lot of the fans, you know, on Twitter and Reddit and things I saw, which I think what made me a little bit eerie of it at the start was like, a lot of these fans, they're not like, but no, it lends itself very well to the Need for Speed franchise. And I think it fits it very well. So I hope they continue using that same sort of somewhat CG stylization, somewhat realistic art style, because it just makes it pop a little bit more, makes it a little bit more interesting for the eyes, you know, than just having uber realistic, super graphics 24/7, you know? So it's, And then very surprisingly,
I'm very surprised by this.
Very surprised. Marvel's Snap is my final, like, gem of the year for me. I've been playing it recently because I saw it won, like, Mobile Game of the Year at the Game Awards. So I was like, I'll check it out. You know, I'll see what this game's all about. I see why it won. It's really it's just a fun little mobile card game where you go up against like random strangers around the world. Honestly, one of the only mobile games that I've ever like enjoyed and found myself coming back to a lot.
Very
I feel like
interesting.
every second that I've just got like a spare minute or two, like around the home or at work or like on break or something like that, on the train somewhere, I'll play a game of Marvel Snap, just see who's out there. But it's because it's one of those card games as well. Like I've tried Hearthstone in the past. I've tried, all these other sort of card games and things. And I feel like I'll use Hearthstone as an example because this is what I've recommended to other friends that I've got to play it as well. But I feel like Hearthstone, I have to play it continuously, right? To be able to like stay on top, to stay on my game, to sort of stay.
You definitely need to play the meta.
In the meta, exactly. And I feel like every time like a new DLC came out for that, you felt obligated to purchase the cards to be able to have somewhat of a chance, But Marvel Snap, I feel like I can just very easily pick it up, put it down whenever I want without having to spend hours, making a new deck that fits with the meta, without having to spend $15 to get like the latest card pack that came out a month and a half. Like I don't have to do that. I feel like I can just, very easily pick it up, have a couple of games, put it down, not even play it for a day and a half or 2 days if I wanted to, or even a week, and then pick it up again and be like, I could still use my same deck and still win pretty convincingly, Like, it's also got a very addictive gameplay cycle, which I think is what lends it quite well to being a mobile game. But yeah, just each game is totally different depending on the locations that appear. So I'll give you a quick rundown because I don't know if you've seen much of it or played any of it, but Snap is like there's 3 lanes. Think of them as lanes, right? There's 3 lanes. Each of those lanes is a different location from the Marvel Universe. And each of those locations has a different sort of effect on the game in a sense. So like one of them is what's the location called? I forget, but a little spoiler for those that haven't seen any of the MCU movies, but it's the place where Black Widow sacrifices herself.
Okay.
Right? So like that's I forget the name's blanking on me, but that location, the first card you play there gets disintegrated. It's gone, destroyed.
That's
right?
sad.
But there'll be other locations that like, if you don't play a card there that round, you'll get an extra little bit of energy to use on the next turn. Like it just and that each location has a different sort of like element depending on what it is, and it just changes every game. So it's fun. Each game is something fresh. It's not like it's the last game you played. Totally different. And then also, again, depending on the deck you've got, the deck that the enemy has, it's totally different that time. So it's a good little bit of fun. It's free as well. So if you have the space on your phone and are looking for something new to play, I do recommend it to a lot of people. I've been thoroughly enjoying it. I'm probably going to go and play a game just after we finish recording this. Who knows? But it was quite surprising when I downloaded it. I was like, damn, I see why it won. Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I like how your list is like Lego, Marvel, COD. Like the big franchises of like
pretty much, yeah. I'm very true. I stay in my lane. I don't try too much new stuff, and that's why, because I'm pretty.
And it's like you in a nutshell. You just know the type of guy you are.
That's it. Yeah. I'm not one to try something new. I feel like I've been stung in the past with trying new things, and so these days I'm like, no, you know what? I'll save my $60. I'll stick with what's tried and true.
That's totally fair. Yeah. Gaming is expensive.
Yes. So. Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking at your list now. Compared to your list, yours is like you've got each of your 5 things, probably bar one, is from like a very different corner of the game universe. Like. So,
but I feel like it's very like it resembles personalities, but also I play a lot of games anyways because of stream. So
that's probably the thing. I feel like for your job, it makes a lot more sense to have to pick all these like totally different things as well.
Yeah. Like my Steam is half of it is Siege, and then like a tiny fraction of just all the tiny games I've played for stream.
See, I did that not even a couple of hours ago.
Oh yeah,
just a fun little intermission. But I did it a couple of hours ago when I was looking for fun games to do for gameplays. Coming up, I just sometimes once a week or twice a week or so, I'll check Steam just to see what new shit came out so I can see. And Emma was like, "Oh, do you replay?" And I was like, "Oh, no, I haven't done that yet." Can you guess what my most played % game is for the year? Right? Try and think.
On
I can
Steam?
guarantee you're not going to get it. Yeah, I can guarantee you're not going to get it.
Oh,
I didn't even know. No. That's my second most played game of the year. Right? Somehow, Jenz, I don't know why, I don't know how, but somehow my most played game on Steam this year was Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, which came out, let me check when it came out, 15th of November 2017.
Oh
For some reason, this year, during May, right, 100% of my playtime of this game came through in May, and I was like, fuck, I really want to play Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, right?
Wow, that's so funny.
I played it for a 2-day streak. I had 2 sessions played, and it made up 13% of my total playtime of all my Steam games this year, right? Second was Euro Truck Simulator 2 at 11% of my playtime. I played 9 sessions of that this year, right? Scattered throughout. Played 9 sessions of those. And then my third most played game of the year was Pavlov VR, because I did also get my VR headset this year. And that made up 10% of my total playtime.
Wow, you played a lot of that.
Then. I play, Pavlov's kind of fun, honestly. I've had a good little bit of fun just dicking around in that game, you know. It is a
we
good
still
got to
do a VR session one day, actually.
Yes, yeah. Looking at 2023, the year of VR gameplay sessions.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
We'll sort it out.
Try and set them up. They're a bitch to set up. So.
Yeah, that's the main reason. Yeah. Oh, we'll get there.
Then we'll get there.
All right, my list, my top 5. I'm definitely missing some stuff, but the one that really I think may have topped it all, maybe, is As Dusk Falls.
Yes.
Which is an interactive narrative game that explores 2 families across 30 years, and like. It's such a it was such a surprise that I finished this game and I was so like engrossed in it. It was so good.
How long did it take you to finish?
2 streams. So like
2 streams, yeah.
4 or 5 hours each.
Yeah. Yep. Probably like 8 to 10
probably
hours,
shorter if you didn't do on stream, because the nice thing is that there is stream integration for this, so chat could choose what the choices were, which I quite like. But yeah, this also won some awards as well. I can't remember what, but I also didn't know if I was going to like this game because of the art style. It's very unique and different.
It like there's games out there that say they're like a storybook or a comic book come to life, but this is truly a comic book come to life.
Yeah, because none of the mouths move, like human movements. It's just like frame by frame of like images.
For any video editors out there, they've opened up Premiere and they've made all of the different transitions just like a blend transition.
Yeah.
Like it's just a
pretty
fade,
much.
a crossfade. That's all it is they've just crossfaded between all the scenes and things.
Yeah.
There's very good voice acting in it though. So like it's not one of those games, it's not like a storybook game where you have to read each thing every bit, you know, because those I get quite bored of. Yeah, but there is very good voice acting in this. So
yeah. So this was incredible, and I highly recommend anyone who just wants to like sit down and watch a game play out. It's so good.
These types of games as well are really good for if you have someone, like if you've got friends or if you've got family that don't really play games, but you want to try and play games with them, is a great way to get them involved in something that isn't
understand
like Call of Duty, you know,
that games are more than just shooters. Like there are so many things, and games are such a great way to story tell, you know. And the next one, actually great for showing someone who doesn't really know games, is Stray. Stray, obviously we all know about the cat in a walled city populated by robots, machines, and mutant bacteria, and is trying to get to the surface with their drone companion B12. This was my most anticipated game for when it was announced, and I think it was like 2 years of it being announced, and then it finally came out and was like, oh my god, thank god.
It was worth the wait as well.
Yes,
this game was
like
great. Yeah.
I know I know there's a mixed review for this. I don't understand why, but there is. But
yeah, I can't see where people are having a gripe with this game.
Me too.
I feel like if you are, it's probably a bit nitpicky of like, the cat doesn't look like my cat, so I'm giving it a 3 stars, you know?
Yeah, or like they wish there was more to it. I don't know what it is, but I thought it was perfect. The length was perfect. The visuals, I think the narrative for the length was absolutely spot on. Like any longer, I feel like it could have dragged. Like it was, it just knows when to stop, and it was done so well. Have you finished this?
I haven't, no. But very, like, touching on that point that you just said, like with the narrative and feeling like it drags on, I feel like if you want it to drag on, you can make it drag on. Yeah. Because that's what we've been doing. Like me and Emma, we've been sitting down and playing it.
Just walk around.
Been exploring. Yeah, that's the thing. We've just been walking around, exploring every nook and cranny, trying to find like as many little Easter eggs and things like that as possible, because there are little parts in this game where it's just like you can kind of do whatever you want, you know. Like if you wanted to go and just sleep on someone's lap, you can. If you want to go and scratch at their wallpaper, you can. Like, you know, you can just do whatever you want. And so you can make it so that the game does drag out a fair bit. Or if you wanted to, you could just blitz through it and do whatever the sort of narrative drags you do and things like that, and finish it up a lot quicker. Yeah.
Yeah, the aesthetic of this game is stunning, like the whole dystopian feel, but also it's kind of beautiful with like the little bits of nature.
Type city. Yeah, the cyberpunk type city and characters and things like that throughout the game, but then just everywhere you look, there's greenery. You know?
Yeah. Like so I think it's just such a great game. And I would always recommend it.
If you've got a PlayStation and you want to check it out, upgrade to the PlayStation Plus Essential tier, because it's still part of that as well. And that's a very good way to check it out for somewhat cheap if you wanted to, plus all the other games and things like that.
Hopefully it does come on PC.
Yeah. It is on PC. It is on PC. I don't know if it's on sale though, but it's like it's $40. So it is one of those games that it's like it's still relatively cheap these days considering what the cost of other games is. But it is also
I think $30 would be better
as well. Yeah. So like check it out and see if it's on sale. It might be on sale at the moment with Steam. I'm not sure if that will still be true by the time this podcast goes live. But
yeah, I'm not sure.
But it's if you can find it, I do recommend everyone at least gives it a shot. You know, somewhat of a shot, because it is one of those games that can, quote unquote, get your claws into you, you know, pun intended somewhat. It is a little bit of fun.
Yeah. The next one is very silly, but Operation Solar Raid in Rainbow Six Siege.
Very, very specific as well, Jenz. You know,
yes.
Not just
well,
like
it
Rainbow
did come
Six
out this year,
whole.
Technically.
But is it a game? Am I going to let you off with this one? Is it a game?
Yes, of course you are. It's the 27th expansion in Siege. And look, I'm going to add this here because it brought me back to the game and brought me to love this game to like another level that I have.
It got you to play Siege by yourself in
It got
ranked.
Me to play ranked alone. I have been every night ranked alone.
If that's not something to go by,
right?
They should put that
That's impressive.
on like the Ubisoft page. If this game still ships physical, they should put that as like a logo on the front that says Jenz played this game solo ranked because of this update. You know, like
and like if you see my Steam playthrough, it's like it kind of goes slight decline with Siege, and then all of a sudden December's like
spike.
High. It's like, it's so good. They've added a new map called Night Haven Labs, which actually might be my favorite map ever.
Damn, okay. Wow.
Ranked 2.0, making ranked a little bit less scary for everyone. The new Operator Solace is just like, so interesting with like the whole gadgets and stuff, seeing gadgets. It's just like adds another level of thought process in a game. And it's kind of made me appreciate Siege it's not just a shooter. It's a very, very tactical shooter where you can outthink someone. It's kind of like 40 chess. I'm basically playing 40 chess. All right.
In a sense, yeah.
Yeah. The reworked battle pass so that you can unlock tiers that you want at your own leisure. Fucking great. Drone cosmetics, thank you, Ubisoft. And the reputation system, which I will say has a lot of issues because obviously anything that is user reported will be abused. Will be
flagged by the system,
But
there's a little asterisk. We got to put a little asterisk next to that, I think, because the rep system does still definitely need some work. Yourself, you've experienced it, but
fucking great. If it works, oh my god, so good. But I've experienced the downsides.
The combination. Sorry, I was going to say the combination of the rep system and the reworked rank system is a very good step in the right direction for Siege. It is something that will just make it somewhat more of a nicer space to play if you're a solo player,
Totally.
I feel like it's just a little bit less daunting now to be like, I'll play ranked, because you could get very heavily punished if you were playing ranked before this new system came through. You could be, like a silver 5, let's say, right? And you could lose one game because your teammates were throwing, and it would toss you right back down to bronze 4. Like it would just send you down into a spiral.
Totally.
But now with the whole new reworked rank and also the rep system having somewhat of a play in that as well, with players obviously wanting to have a better reputation than others and things, it just makes it a little bit more of a nicer space. You're still going to come across the arseholes. You're still going to get all of the racist kids and things like that. Of course, it's a multiplayer game, but it's just a little bit better,
Yeah, totally. And I think it's a great step forward for the next year. So I'm very excited.
That's it too. Like this ranked 2.0 is still a work in progress as well. Like they're going to evolve on it in a next update. Same with the reputation system. I think the rep system is still technically in a beta as well. So like they're still evolving it and things like that. They're obviously going to tweak how it works and how the algorithm accepts and declines, all of its inputs and whatnot. So it is still an evolving thing, but it's, again, like Jen said, it's a very good step in the right direction. Yeah.
So I'm very excited for that. The next one is Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, which was very much a surprise because I don't think a lot of people were expecting another Stanley, and it's technically not another Stanley Parable, but it is somewhat of a remake and pseudo sequel to the original Stanley Parable.
Yeah.
Which is such an amazing game because it's just so unique and different. And I feel like it's one of the GOATs where you think of gaming, like Portal, you think of Half-Life, and then you think of Stanley, I feel. Like, it's just a staple, and it's so good because it's like, it's also another way of showing people that games aren't just this thing that you think.
I was just about to say that. Very similar to Dusk Falls on your list. If you have someone that hasn't really played games, or like, you want to make a recommendation to someone like that, Stanley Parable's a very good one because you don't need any skills, right? You don't need to have a fast reaction time.
Need a brain.
You don't need to be a strategizer. You don't need anything like that. Yeah, you just need your own thoughts, basically. And you can have a ball in this game. Because it is one of those very unique experiences that games can bring,
Totally. And it's so hard to describe what Stanley Parable is. It's just like, it's an experience. You just have to jump in it and then experience it, and then you'll get it.
I don't think it fits into any like preset categories. It's not like a walk 'em up. It's not like a strategy game. No. It's not a puzzle game. It's not like,
it's a bit of everything at the same time. I feel
like if we had to make a category, the category would just be an experience. Like, I feel like that's what its category would be. And I feel like that's what suits it the best if we were to, like, give it something. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if you have yet to play this, I recommend it. It's quite short, I think.
It's only a couple of hours at most. So, yeah.
And my last one is New Tales from the Borderlands, which another very surprising one in my opinion, because I have played the Borderlands games. They're okay. They're very shoot loot. I've never really connected with the world of Borderlands because it just never really pulled me in. But with New Tales from the Borderlands, it's a choice-based narrative adventure game in the Borderlands universe. So you're still like experiencing the Borderlands universe in a different light. And I think it's such a great way to offer people to experience this place, because I would like to know why people like the Borderlands, but I don't like their loot and shoot.
I'm the same. I feel like I've tried to force myself to get into it, because I've heard a lot of people like, man, these games are incredible, but I just can't get past like every single mission is the same, where it's like, go here, collect this thing, shoot a bunch of people, you got a slightly better weapon, great, go back, deliver the thing, shoot some people, you got a slightly better weapon. Like, it just I could never get into that whole gameplay cycle, which might be a bit silly when I put Call of Duty on my Game of the Year list kind of thing, but you know.
No, I get it though. I get it. It's so different. But yeah, New Tales from the Borderlands, it's incredible. It is so much fun. They have nailed like the personality capturing of these characters that you play, and the writing is so funny and witty, and like, because it's choice-based narrative game, they basically give you like 4 options, and one of them is like, do nothing, don't say anything. And usually a game that does do that, they just kind of like brush it off and like, you know, talk over you because of that, because your character, you've chosen not to say anything. But in this, it's like they make fun of you, of like, oh, you're just gonna stare at me, like, what is wrong with you, why aren't you saying anything? Like, they're very witty like in this game, and like, if you,
it makes sense for the Borderland universe as well, to have that wit and to have that sort of, you know, talk back and shit talking and things.
So it's like, it's almost better if you try and do what you think you shouldn't be doing, to see how the game outwits you. And it's very, very, it keeps you on your toes, and it's just very fun.
Which again, you could say that exact same thing for Stanley Parable as well.
True.
You could say that exact same thing.
True.
Because
actually, it's
very similar.
Yes, it does encourage you.
Yeah, very similar. It's like, go left, but like you could go right, and then Stanley, the voiceover guy, would be like, that's kind of interesting, you went right. You know, he always has something, you know, quirky to say about the decisions you're making and things like that. So it's, I can see why you might have also liked New Tales from the Borderlands, because it's using the same sort of writing technique that they've employed in Stanley Parable, or vice versa, you know? Like,
so I think my list of games is very much like, I like exploring different ways of storytelling this year.
I'm just a standard guy. Honestly. I'm the average one.
I like
Lego. I like my Call of Duty, and I like my racing. That's it. You know, that's it. That's me. Yeah. Now that was obviously all of our 2022 favorites, Jenz. But we can't forget. Obviously, by the time this podcast goes up, we're a day off New Year's Eve, right? So we can't forget that there's a whole nother year coming next year, 2023. If you've forgotten what,
we're gonna have to write 23 now in the dates.
That's true. We're gonna forget those. Yeah, it's always that first week or two after the new year that you're like, it's still, is it December? Is it January? I don't know. But yeah. So obviously 2023 is coming up, and with that, Jenz, there's a bunch of things that are coming out that are just as exciting as what we've all talked through. So I'm going to start off, obviously, with the creme de la creme of all of them. I think, in my opinion, honestly, but Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, that'll be coming out July 13th next year, 2023. Absolutely cannot wait for this. Like, I don't think I have ever been as excited for a Spider-Man movie as I have for this one in a long time. I think I'm honestly more excited for Across the Spider-Verse than I was for Far From Home, the most recent like Spider-Man movie in the MCU.
You know what? Me too.
Right? Because have you seen the trailer for this? I don't know if
No, I don't watch trailers.
Watched it, but yeah, okay. See, I bit the bullet. It's Spider-Man. I think I have to. I think I'm legally required to. Fucking, oh my god, yes, worth. It honestly, like, I was excited for this movie obviously beforehand, but watching the trailer got me even more excited.
See, it's so far away. I don't want to watch it because I just know that I want it so badly.
Yes, yeah, and that's the tricky thing is I've got to wait these 6 months out. You know,
the interesting thing about the Spider-Man Across the Universe and the other one, their art style. So like a lot of animation these days follow the Pixar art style. Yes. Because it just works. It makes money. But Spider-Man branched out to do a different art style, knowing the risk. And look how successful they are. So they like the art style for this movie is incredible. It's like so unique, so stunning. So I'm so glad it's good as well as you know.
Again, like Dusk Falls, it looks like it's literally ripped out the pages of a comic book.
Yeah.
Like it just works as well. And it's also shot at a weird frame rate as well. Which a lot of people, you could probably say that you'd get motion sick from it or something like that, but it makes sense as well for the universe. Like it's, I can't wait. As a big Spider-Man nerd, I just cannot get any more excited, I don't think, about this movie. It's going to be like just a fever dream. I feel like if you're in the cinema with me, I feel like it's going to be a really shitty time because I'm just going to be gasping at every single new Spider-Man that appears on screen. Be like, oh my God, it's that. Oh my God, it's that Spider. You know, like I'm going to be the worst moviegoer for that reason. So I might have to see if I can find like a quiet morning session in gold class or something to go to.
You just need like a mask
just so I can,
just like.
Yeah. But that top of my list. Absolute top of my list. Sure. I don't think I can exceed that. The next one, Jenz, we're both extremely excited for. Coming I think
everyone in the gaming universe is.
Yeah. Or anyone that even has somewhat of a degree of knowledge for The Last of Us. But January 15th, they surprised us with an early year announcement. Last of Us on HBO is finally coming. Man, this looks good.
I haven't seen the trailer either. I'm like, I just want to go in fresh. Because a lot of video game movies have done us bad. Like, and I just want this to be good because it's such an amazing franchise as is in the gaming universe. So I don't want to look at the trailer. Like, I'm too scared.
I mean, I feel like they're getting a lot better these days with their video game adaptations. Obviously, Sonic's been treating us quite well.
But I feel like animation is
okay. It's different.
It's the live action. It's like too. They just don't. I don't know. They just never got it right.
And
I'm gonna lead this on to the next one of Super Mario Bros. Another movie that I feel like everyone was on the edge of because Chris Pratt, out of all the people, is Mario.
Yeah.
But you know what? I heard him say the line. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, he's not putting a voice on or anything like that. It does sound like, you know, Chris Pratt is not doing it any high pitched or low pitched or putting on a quirky accent or anything like that.
But he said wahoo, and it sounded pretty good to me. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm a little bit more hopeful.
His little catch tags and, you know, his lines and things like that. Those I think he's going to do in somewhat of a Mario-ified voice.
Nail. Yeah.
But like if he was just talking to Toad and things, like he's going to do it in his normal voice, you know.
I'm genuinely excited for this movie though, because
I cannot wait for this. I've
feel
watched
like it'd
both
be fun.
The trailers for it, and it just again, as a very big Mario fan, I grew up playing these games since I was like 4 or 5 years old, something like that. You know, I think I just remember Super Mario 64 being the first game I played.
Oh really?
So I think this again, very close second for me behind Spider-Man. In like, you know, anticipation. I absolutely can't wait for this. And the animation just looks great as well. I know we just
and the animation looks incredible.
I know we just kind of talk shit about like all the Pixar animations being exactly the same and things like that. And Illumination is the same as well. All of their animation looks very similar. You know, like all the minions and things like that. I think they've done Wreck-It Ralph and things. I think they were the studio that did Wreck-It Ralph. And so like all the animation looks very similar. But yeah, here it does. It just, the colors pop. They look great. All the characters look super like, I'm going to use the word animated, but they just like, they look very nice in all of their animations and their characteristics and their movements and things. So it's just going to be a ball of fun, you know?
I really hope
so. Like they're going to, I feel like they're going to write it quite well as well, or I hope they do, in the sense that I feel like they understand that a lot of the fans of Super Mario isn't just 10-year-olds.
Yeah,
it's also 35-year-olds, you know,
we're getting
and things like that. So it's I feel like there's going to be an equal amount of jokes for the older fans of the franchise, but also jokes for the newer fans of the franchise as well. So it's I'm very excited for this one.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Fingers crossed for sure. Yeah. Another one as well that's coming out sometime middle of this year, Jenz, Mandalorian season 3, right?
Baby
Bit of a weird
Yoda.
one because they usually do it towards the end of the year for the Mando stuff. But this year they're doing a mid-year, March 1st.
Wait, have you seen Andor?
No.
Fucking hell, man.
Please don't spoil it. Yeah.
You need to watch it.
Please. I think I will start watching it because I don't know if Emma's super excited on it.
Honestly,
I've explained it to her and things like that.
Emma to try because it is honestly made for anyone, not just Star Wars people.
Heard. I've heard that it's like one of those things that you can just it's just a good TV show.
It's just good sci-fi.
Like, yeah. So I think I might try and convince her again. I might sneak it on the background, see if she notices, and then see how far she gets into it. But otherwise, I'll just watch it on my own.
Yeah. You really need to get on it.
I do. I really.
I'm not even joking.
I've been slacking this year, man, with TV and movies. Like,
I'm so disappointed in you that you haven't tried it.
It's been shocking. Yeah. But no, Mando season 3, coming out sometime early next year. We're gonna see the continuation, the escapades of both Mando and our favorite little baby Grogu. Probably as he becomes more of a Jedi as well. I hope we get some more of those.
Oh yeah, I wonder how old he'll be.
That. Yeah.
Will he
I doubt they're gonna do like a time jump. Because again, like you look at like normal Yoda, and he was like 605, and he still looked like a spring chicken. So, like, this guy's probably gonna look like a baby for 600 years of his life. Like. For the next 5 seasons,
I'm not complaining.
Look exactly the same.
I'll buy more merch.
I'm sure Disney's not either, because that's the thing is they're gonna milk that merch. Yeah. They're gonna milk that merch.
I mean, my icon on my Discord is still Baby Yoda. Like
that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's true. She is still repping the little dude.
The Yoda.
But, yeah, but no, I'm very excited for that too. There has been a trailer that's come out for Mando season 3, but I have managed to dodge that one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I do think I want to try and steer clear of it. Because same with all of the other Disney Plus shows and things. I've managed to dodge those a fair bit. But I know myself with Spider-Man, I know it's going to hit my feed 600 times a day. Fair. And it's one of those inevitability things.
Yeah, so you might as well watch it at your will.
Like I saw it like immediately on TikTok, and I was like, oh, fuck, here we go. So I just bit the bullet and watched it. And steer into the skid,
Yeah.
Steer into the skid. The last one that I want to touch on for like the sort of start of the year, actually the second last one, sorry, for the movies, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, probably pegged as one of the most important Marvel movies that are coming out in like the next
story-wise,
probably since story-wise since like the last year or two, because it's going to be like the start of the storm, I guess you could call it. We're going to see Ant-Man and his gang go up against Kang the Conqueror that we saw introduced in Loki season 1. So, it's going to be a big one. That's coming out Feb 17th as well. So right at the start of the year again. We are getting treated for the start of the year. It's not going to be like a slow one. We're getting a lot of good shit. There's some very excited for. Looks to be a ball. Looks very colorful and things like that too as they go through like the quantum realm and things. It's going to be a weird trip of a movie. So I'm very excited for this one and to see what it leads for the rest of the MCU going forward as well. Because like I said, it will be a big one. It will be. And I think they're also speculating that this is going to be one of the highest grossing movies of the year because of that. I think they're already pegging it as that. Yeah. I think they're prepping themselves, and I think cinemas are going to prep for like the wave of fares again. I don't think it'll be as big as like what do you call it? Spider-Man? Like the last Avengers games and Endgame and things like that. Maybe not Spider-Man as well. Yeah, I feel like that had like a very big cultural impact.
Spider-Man was
this one
big, yeah.
But yeah, I feel like this is gonna get drones of people coming to the cinemas.
Exciting.
Yeah,
and I actually quite like Ant-Man. I have people shit on him. I like Ant-Man.
Look, people shit on him because he has a weird power, but
they just don't like the films. I don't understand why. Maybe I should watch it and see.
Look, the films have been fine, honestly. They have been groundbreaking and things like that.
No, but I like them.
I feel like the Marvel movies try not to do anything like that, though. You know, Marvel movies are just popcorn films that you can just sit back. You're gonna have a good time. You know, you're
just spend 3 hours.
You know. Yeah, watching explosions and somewhat half-baked dad jokes come out and things like that, and then just walk out and be like, okay, I spent $20 on that. I'm happy. Like, the Marvel movies never try and break any grounds and things like that. So, you know what you're getting into. But I think, Jen's, the last movie that I've got on this list that is planning to break grounds. I don't know if you've heard the headlines of what the madman has been doing, but Oppenheimer. Very excited for this. Not even a big war movie fan. Not even a big war movie fan or anything like that. But it's done by Christopher Nolan, right?
Yes.
So you can already kind of tell the film that it's going to be.
Oh, I think I've seen a poster.
Yes. Yeah. So it is.
Yes, it's the fire poster.
Correct. Yeah. So it is based on the person, Robert Oppenheimer, who the physicist, I just not a person, but the physicist that created the first nuclear bomb, right?
Wow.
And it has got an absolutely cracking cast, right? So I'm just going to read out a couple of names for you, right? So yes, Cillian Murphy is in it, right? He's playing the lead character of Oppenheimer. We've got RDJ. We've got Florence Pugh. We've got Jack Quaid, who a lot of you might know from The Boys, the TV show on Amazon Prime. We've got Matt Damon. We've got Rami Malek. We've got Emily Blunt. We've got we got Josh Peck. Somehow Josh Peck is in this movie.
Oh, wow.
We got Ben Affleck. We've got Benny Safdie. We've got fucking Gary Oldman.
We've got a Skarsgård.
We've got a Skarsgård. We've got Casey Affleck. We've got
Oldman.
There is honestly,
dude,
it's a stacked
lineup
cast,
is packed,
right? Packed. Not only that, but the headline that I was talking about more recently, right? And I'm calling him a madman for a very good reason. But Christopher Nolan, reports came out that he successfully recreated, right, the nuclear bomb explosion that, that very famous photo of the mushroom cloud and things, right? He recreated that shot using solely practical effects.
Wow.
No CGI, no nothing like that. Totally done practical. So it's going to be a spectacle for the eyes. It's probably going to be like another 6-hour movie like he does, he usually does and things.
So on board.
It's going to be crazy. And like I said, I'm not even a big war movie person, but just hearing all of the reports that are coming out from the making of this movie, I'm like, I feel like I have to see it. In cinemas as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be insane. So, yeah, that's the last of my movie sort of roundup and TV show. And that'll be coming out July 21st next year as well. So, that I'm going to keep my eye out for sure. Sure.
Yeah. I was going to say something, but I don't remember now. But I'm very excited for that.
Yeah. But no, that'll be a big one for the year. And that's going to make a ton of money as well. I'm putting the money on it now. It's going to make hundreds of millions of dollars.
Their budget is $100 million.
Yes, yeah. That's probably just for the nuclear bomb,
more.
that they blew up.
True.
It was just $100 million explosion. Yeah. But and then Jen's, obviously, that's all the movies and TV shows we're excited for. There's a ton more that obviously are coming out, but we just want to keep it somewhat short. But do you want to take us through the few games as well that we've put on our list that we're looking forward to in 2023?
Yes, gladly. The first one is Dead Space Remake, which is coming out January 27th. I've never played the Dead Space games. I've always wanted to. And I know you can access them.
I feel like I've seen Steven try them before, but they're a bitch to get running these days.
I tried to run one and I couldn't do it. It wouldn't even open.
They're a pain in the ass. You've got to change your registries and you've got to
it's terrible.
It's a fucking mess. Yeah.
So I'm very excited for this because, especially after the flop of Callisto Protocol, please, hopefully that flop is because you spent more time on this than anything else. So hopefully this will be good, and it'd be nice to get into the Dead Space universe this way.
Yeah.
So very excited for that. The next one is Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which was announced in the VGAs for March 17.
We're
both very excited for this. I still haven't finished the other one, but it follows the same
you got to go start it again and play it, please. I said it last week or the week before, and I'm going to say it again.
I know.
You've got to finish it. I'm honestly surprised you've managed to dodge all the spoilers that can come out of the ending of this game.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, I finished it. I'm planning to play it again before this one comes out.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it is. Man.
Interesting. But yeah, this one feels a bit bigger and maybe more like open worldy. I'm not sure.
I think the biggest change they're doing with this one is they're making new stances. So like in the first one, in the first Star Wars Jedi game, fighting wise, they're changing it up a little bit. So in the first one, you've obviously got just the same lightsaber. You could change the blade colors and things. You could change your kyber crystals. You could change your ponchos and things like that. But at the end of the day, you were still fighting in the same style.
True.
In Jedi Survivor that's upcoming, they're changing it so that you can change your hilt as well. So you can use a cross hilt, which you know Kylo Ren's saber, how it's got like the that's a heavy stance. Yeah, so that's a heavy stance. So you're going to have like heavier swings and things. They're going to do more damage, but you're going to be a lot slower, you know? Then there's all these other different styles as well that you can utilize. So it's similar, I guess. A lot of people described the combat as Souls-like in the first one because it was a lot of like timing for parrying and reflections and dodges and things like that. And I guess if you wanted to use that same stylization for the upcoming Survivor game, you could say that it's like a different class as well, like a different stance. Like, you got your heavy stance, or you've got your magic wielding stance, or you've got your so on and so forth. Like, I guess you could say it as that. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. But looking forward to it.
Please, what have you got scheduled for tomorrow and the day after for stream?
I don't know.
Scratch it out. You're playing Star Wars. Scratch it out. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, sir. The next one is RE4 Remake. I'm very excited for this. March 24th. So Resident Evil have already done the first one.
Yeah, first. Well, they did remake Resident Evil 1, but not in the same style as they have
it was
for
2 and 3.
It was basically just like a small facelift. But for 2 and 3, they did change a little bit of the gameplay and things like that, the characters and the way the controls work. So yeah, but 4 will be very similar to the way that they remade 2 and 3, where it's like a from the ground up like rebuild, basically. Yeah.
And I've heard 4 is like a lot of people's favorites, and
4 is very much so a fan favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, and I loved Village because of Duke having the shop there. The style of 8 was amazing, and apparently that was a lot like 4. Yeah. So that makes me more excited about 4 because I think that style of Resident Evil is really good.
It's a very action focused one. I feel I've heard compared to like 2 and 3, where it's maybe a bit more puzzly and things like that. But I feel like 4, I've heard the puzzles are great. It was one of the reasons I absolutely loved Resident Evil 2 and 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like 4 is a fan favorite because I feel like I've heard the perfect blend of puzzles but also action. Yeah.
So that'd be awesome. Obviously, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, May 12th. Is on our list.
Put it on the list. You can't not.
I think it's on everyone's list. It's also
I feel like it's on my nan's list, and she doesn't even play
honestly,
games,
if you haven't played Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, get on it now. It is so good. Yeah, it is so good. It took me a while. It took me like 2-3 goes to actually get into the game. Yeah. But once I'm in, I was in. Like, it was good. It was so good.
It sunk its teeth into you, and it sunk them in deep. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Looking forward to this one. Yeah, always great.
It's one of the essentials for Switch.
Truly,
I feel like when I talk to customers at work and they're looking for a Switch, I'm like the 2 games you need basically: Super Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and then Legend of Zelda.
Oh my god, I can't believe you're missing out with Odyssey.
Like Odyssey, I always told them, I'm like, that's my favorite Mario game I think of all time and things like that. Like, who's this fucking weird kid trying to sell me Mario game? But like, I feel like the 2 essentials you absolutely need. Like, if you only had to pick 2 games...
But can you do Mario Kart alone?
Yes. Yeah. Because you can just play against the CPU and things like that. Like, you can do all of the different... the Grand Prixes and things. But
yeah, that's true.
I feel like as an essential, you need Mario Kart, because it's just like a staple for any Nintendo system. Because it's one of those games as well that it's like, if you were to come over, right? And like, I didn't have internet... we could at least play Mario Kart, but I feel like if you got Legend of Zelda and then Breath of the Wild, they're 2 single-player games. If you got a buddy that comes over, you're like, sorry, bro, you can watch me play. You can watch me play Odyssey, but you can only watch. You can't play. I'm sorry.
That's true.
So that's why I usually recommend those two. But yeah, I always make sure to tag on Odyssey because that is my absolute gem.
Yeah, Odyssey's a really good game.
But yeah, no, this Tears of the Kingdom is gonna break records again. I feel when it comes to like sales and pre-orders and just people lining up at stupid hours to be the first to get their hands on it and things like that. It's
a good thing you don't work at EB Games.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, no thanks. I mean, we did have a lineup surprisingly for the Pokemon game that came out recently.
Oh yeah, a lot of people were very excited about that one.
There was people sitting outside the store before we opened, and as soon as we did, they just stormed the account. I was like, damn, all right, yeah.
I've never done that. I feel like it'd be fun to like call up your friend and be like, we gotta get this game right now. Like maybe not now in our age, but like if you were like at 17,
Yeah, I feel like that's the prime time for it, and I feel like we've also maybe like gone past that these days because there's obviously like all the digital pre-orders and things like that. So you can get it like the minute that it turns 12 o'clock. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like I hear the stories of like the Halo 3 lineups and the original Modern Warfare 2 lineups.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
The original Black Ops, like all those sorts of ones that we've kind of missed out on. But
because of the digital era,
Because of the digital era now, yeah.
And then obviously Spider-Man 2 for you.
Can't not put it on the list again. Can't not. That this one's TBA. We don't have a release date for it yet, but yeah, it's probably my favorite game from the PlayStation 4. I want to say was Marvel Spider-Man, the original one.
Yeah, you were very excited for it.
My God, man, I played the shit out of that game. I distinctly remember I had work the morning that it came out, but it was a relatively short shift, so I finished around like 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock,
nice.
I think. I beelined it to JB Hi-Fi or to EB, for wherever I pre-ordered it, I beelined it to that store, picked it up, and I ran home. It was like the middle of summer. It was warm as shit. I ran home, Jenz. I did not stop until I physically could not run any further. And I played the absolute balls out of that game. I think I played like 9 hours. I think I did like a 9 hour or 10 hour stream that night.
Oh, really?
It was a long one. I cried, I laughed, I threw up, I did it all whilst playing that game, and I can't wait to do it again for the second one when it comes out. Yeah, because it is just going to be more of the same, but better. We'll
get your bucket ready. Very exciting.
It is very exciting. It is. Yeah. But Jenz, we've been chatting shit for about an hour now. Wow.
I know. I didn't expect it to be that long.
No, me neither. I thought it was going to be a relatively short one, but I guess we may as well wrap it up here for the year.
Yes.
So we've gone through all the things in 2022. We've gone through all of our upcoming things for 2023. But before we wrap up, Jenz, was there anything else you wanted to end on for the year?
No, but Happy New Year. Stay safe and party if you want.
Safely.
Yeah.
Party safely, please. Much of the same sentiment from me as well, guys. Thank you for listening for the past year. I know it's been a bit of a rocky year for us all and things. We've had a couple of gaps and things like that with being quite busy with work, and then obviously both of us catching COVID and, all the little holidays in between with PAX and things like that, obviously throwing a spanner into the works. But I'm glad you all stuck around for the year, and I hope you enjoy the content we put out. We are looking to do bigger and better things, obviously coming in 2023. So like we alluded to at the start, probably some VR content coming, hopefully a bunch more gameplays, and we'll also kill with the podcast and little blog posts here and there when we find the time to.
Hopefully a vlog if we ever travel.
That's true. I would like to start doing that as well. We both have cute little cameras and things like that we can very easily use for vlogging. We also have our phones and things as well.
Behind our friend travels.
Yes, we do need to do that. That's another thing we're planning for the year as well. So hopefully we can find the time to sort of plan it out and get it sorted. But we usually, me and Jenz both do at least one trip a year where we see each other. And it's usually not for an event. Like it's usually not for PAX. It's usually not for like,
No, it's like something else.
It's usually just a random weekend that we find the time. I was like, let's go to Melbourne
this time we're going to SI.
Like, I don't know.
Montreal, let's go.
But yeah, no. So hopefully we can plan like a little friend holiday this year and we can get some content out of that as well, which would be nice.
Yes.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the year. Like Jen said, make sure you have a very good and safe New Year's, and we'll see you shortly after that New Year break. As always, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching for the year. Stay safe. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What?